Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scott. Welcome back to One Last Hand. Welcome back to Dark Quarter. We're in what I assume is going to be the last episode of Chapter 3, although we might have to split this into 2 depending on how long it takes. We're with Julia. We get to refresh an effort die. We are up at Laveau, but I don't know if there's anything else for us to do here. We've spoken to Todd. We've searched the guard. I guess let's do it. Let's speak to Todd again. I need to roll all 3 of these and see if we can get a charisma success. We've got 1 plus 7, so that is 3 successes. That should be all of the questions we need to ask him. How did you survive? How the fuck do you think I survived? I hid under the desk like a goddamn coward. What was the man screaming about? He was going on about sacrifices and reckonings, and none of it made any sense. He kept saying aquata over and over, but he was speaking in ye old English or something. Aquata. I'm going to write this down. Aquata. Okay. Paris has uncovered a new lead. Lewis has been shouting the word aquata. Okay, 1 experience. Nice. Who did this? What did the man take? We already know these, right? We've asked both of these, so I think we can end our turn. We don't need to ask him the same questions again. Mullins gets an effort die. Is Mullins going to speak to this guard, yes or no? I mean, the guard is just going to tell us that he punched us in the head. Let's go to Orleans Avenue with Mullins, I think. So we're going to take Mullins, we're going to bring him down here, we're going to flip this one over. We're going to get a card, which is 16. We should have... Let's hope that bum has moved on, otherwise we're in serious trouble. Because that bum is going to say, I didn't kill him, right? Okay. There is... I wonder if I can fit this over here. There is the street, so we can tuck this up here. We have... I'm going to get rid of this, I think. I don't see us asking any more questions while we're here, so I'm going to remove you. Okay, we've got the bum. The bum is number 24. Here he is. He's still sitting on the same bench. Can you believe it? The bum was asleep. Kazador stood over the man. Number 14, Frank Kazador. That's this dude. Okay, perfect. There's Frank, in case you didn't know what Frank looked like. There he is. He's standing looking at the bum. Pathetic wretch. Desperation leads men to heinous deeds, but he still deserves his punishment. Perhaps we can get his head and then give it to Julia. Is there anything we want to do here? I don't think so. We could. Let's speak to Frank. So what now? Let's wake our suspect. Wake up the bum, steal the man's alcohol. I'm going to steal his alcohol. I'm going to roll 3 dice. We are going to get a 6. We got a 9. Okay, a 9 is 3 successes. Oops. Easy pickings for Mullins. He snagged the bottle and took a step back. Take the rum card. Don't mind if I do. If I can find it, there it is. We got 2 bottles of rum. Love that. Maybe we will go back to Lavo and speak to the dead man. Okay. Suddenly the bum snapped awake with a grunt, his eyes wild. From somewhere inside his rags came a rusted knife. Thieving bastard, he slurred. We've got to fight to dodge his attack. Okay. This might be good, right? Because he might kill. Frank might step in and kill him and not ask him any questions. We're rolling 3 dice. We're going to get a 7. We got a 3 and a 1 and 1 success. Okay. That is it. So we've got 1 success. Get the feeling we didn't dodge a rusty knife. The knife caught Mullins across the side. He hissed, clutching the wound and stumbling back. Fuck. Degrade 1 combat. That means we remove this combat cube entirely from our board. Ouchie. Okay, but before he could even blink, Frank was on the bum like lightning. No warning, no hesitation. He drove his knife deep into the bum, dropped to the ground. Given Frank's friendly demeanour, Mullins had almost forgotten about the Kazador's deadly skill. Winter Mullins is about to face a timed decision. He will only have 60 seconds. I'm ready. Is it really over? Tell Frank the truth. Let Frank believe he's avenged his brother. I mean, you can't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? Seems to be, replied Mullins with relief. He was finally off the hook. The choice will be remembered. I hope my brother can rest in peace. Thank you, Winter. I need to go now. I need time to grieve, but I hope we'll meet again soon. I get the feeling we will. As he left, Mullins couldn't help but congratulate himself on how well he'd just played out in the end. Yeah, it required some people to die, but it's not like any of them were good people, right? Time to put this damned accident behind him and return to the case. Easy come, easy go. There's a dead bum. What can you do? There's a Frank Romero leaving, and we're never going to come back to Orleans Avenue. And hopefully, the moral of the story is we might never drink drive again. Maybe. Okay, these go off the board. Maybe. I can't guarantee that we won't drink drive again, but we shouldn't drink drive. Okay, effort dice for Paris. Where is Paris going? She could go back to the library. What is there at the library? We've got the donation box, right? We don't want to steal anything from that, and we've got nothing to put in it. Laveau Corporation, she can't talk to the dead people. She could talk to Todd, but we don't really want to. Let's go here and just see if there's anything new we can do. Laveau Guard. There was nothing to find here. Needed someone who could speak to the dead. We're going to end our turn here. Mullins gets to refresh an effort die. Tell you what, Mullins probably needs a tetanus after being stabbed with the thing, right? We're going to spend a rum to do this. That's not the one. So we scan in the rum. As the alcohol began to warm Mullins' chest, the bodyguard's ghost popped into view like a television screen being switched on. The apparition was surprisingly calm. They were usually screaming their damn heads off this close to the moment of expiration. Discard a rum, we've done that. What happened here? Fuck. Am I dead? It's Pitbull. There you are, Padre. You have shuffled off this mortal coil. Nothing can be done about it, but you can help me find the fucker who did this to you. He was big, huge, and his eyes were on fire. He had this massive post and he swung it like it was made of styrofoam. He grabbed Miss Batton and dragged her out of here by her foot. I tried to stop him, but I guess they didn't go so well for me. You're right, buddy. Not particularly, judging by the state of your head there. I hated this job. Can't believe I died for this goddamn company. Mullins didn't have anything to say to that. Okay, this is gone. We've taken that away. Your turn ends. We can get rid of that. Another effort die for Julia. And I think we are going to go here to Batton's penthouse. Why not? Okay, so you're over here. Mullins is up here, but he's about to go over there. Okay, we need Charlotte Batton's penthouse, number 36. Here it is. So you can have a little look at this. Very nice. Okay, that can go up here. It's a very nice penthouse. Who'd have known? Okay. When Paris walked through the door, she let out a low whistle. Charlotte Batton's penthouse was tidy and opulent. The view was magnificent, but barring the obsidian eyesore, there was a Laveau Corporation. This woman had money. Okay. A painting. Okay. What else we got? A collection of exquisite paintings hung on the wall. Baroque oils from the medieval masters, impressionistic landscapes, and even surrealistic masterpieces. Was that a Dali in the corner? One painting, however, stood out from the rest by virtue of its painless. The appointment book. An appointment book sat open on a correspondence desk. A flyer. That's not the one. Down here. She's got a flyer on the floor. Who'd have known? Lying on the floor was a flyer. Paris could see that the portions of it were circled in bright red. Their discarded or dropped piece of paper was entirely out of place in the immaculate penthouse. There's more. There is a book. Over here. A book. I'm going to remove these two because we've used these. Okay. A luxurious armchair sat facing the window. Lying on it, almost casually, was a green book with gold lettering. Oh no, he's not going to be the moron's guide to charisma. Paris was about to begin searching the room when a tabby cat appeared from underneath a table and began accosting her, angrily meowing and swiping her legs. In the corner, she noticed an empty food dish. Paris could make out the name embossed across the front of the dish in bright bejeweled lettering, Princess Muffins. The pitiful thing must have been starving. Oh, a food dish. Oh, we're going to have to go to the donations and get food. Okay, I don't have any food. Could I kill the cat with a dagger? Probably not the way forward, right? Let's look at the appointment book. As Paris is about to look more closely at the appointment book, Princess Muffins latched onto her leg and refused to let go. She'd have to deal with the damn thing before continuing her investigation. Get rid of Princess Muffins with magic. Swap Princess Muffins away. I'm going to end my turn. We are going to the library with Mullins. Because there's food there, right? This is where we're going to get cat food. The donation box, yes. Mullins looked into the box to find a single solitary can of food. It looked lovely, but the librarian noticed Mullins eyeing the box and gave him a look to say, I'm watching you. Steal the can, forget about the can. Steal the can. We're doing a charisma check. I'm rolling all of these. We're going to get 12. 4. 11. Plus 1. A star, and add 1 star adds the lowest number, so that is 11, 12, 13, and we are doing a talent. That is 4 successes. We're stealing your 1 can, lady. Mullins deftly grabbed the can, casually reading the label as if he pocketed it. It was cat food. All that fucking work for a can of cat food. Take the cat food, 21. Look at me go. I'm a fantastic detective. I knew that there was a can of cat food that we would steal, and there we are. Fancy cat. Nice. There you go, Mullins. It's in the Beaumont inventory, so she can use it. Paris can use it. We get an effort die. Okay, it's interesting that you've got a shared inventory for those sorts of things, but we're going back to the penthouse. Upon entering the penthouse, immediately set upon by Princess Muffins, we're going to the food dish. Princess Muffins' mewling increased as Paris went over to the food dish. Touch and scan. We're going to touch and scan our cat food. Here it is, fancy cat. Okay, discard the cat food. We can do that. Gain 1 experience. I don't know why the word experience is so tough for me. Okay, these can come back over here. Whoops. Discard the cat food, gain 1. Princess Muffin shrieked in delight when she saw the cat food sitting in a bowl. She greedily began devouring it, pointedly ignoring Paris, who was finally free to investigate the apartment without the pussycat from hell dogging her every step. Okay, cat food is gone. Good work, me. Let's look at the flyer then. We'll work our way across. The flyer was an advertisement for a pet cemetery called Furry Angels. If you acted immediately, there was an offering on a discount. The premier package, which included a 6-foot granite and marble mausoleum, when it comes to preserving the legacy of our clearly departed 4-legged friends, no cost is too high. Paris did a double take when she saw the price tag at the bottom of the flyer. Charlotte had circled the address of the cemetery in bright red marker. Okay. We're going to the pet cemetery now. It's up here. Oh, wrong one. Going to the pet cemetery, which is up here. Okay. End of that turn. Mullins is back with a die. We're going to go up to the penthouse as well. We are going to visit the paintings. Mullins studied the painting closely. If he wasn't mistaken, it was a landscape of Lake Pontchartrain. The brushstrokes were plain, but the painting's prominence on the wall signified it had been important to Charlotte. The new canal lighthouse could be seen in the background, as well as the distant skeleton of the Pontchartrain Beach roller coaster. The focal point of the painting, however, was a little girl looking across the lake, her hair blowing in the wind. She wore a wide smile on her face, an amateur painter having successfully captured her joy. It was without doubt Charlotte when she had been a young girl. Mullins found the painting jarring. It was nearly impossible to imagine Charlotte being happy, but the painting didn't lie. Pontchartrain's beach must have been held special significance for her. Oh, goody good good, we're going to the beach. Okay, that's up here. There's so much to investigate. Paris is back. We have no die to refresh. She's still investigating up here. Let's get her to look at the appointment book. Paris flipped through the appointment book to its current date. Charlotte had made a single appointment. Petters Poboys, Count Archambulat. It was dramatically underlined in thick black marker. I probably butchered all of that, I'm sorry. Paris had never heard of the Count, but she knew Petey Boy's reputation. Ironically, Petey Poboys were said to be absolute shit, but his Jambala was regarded as the best in the city. Okay, we've got another place to go, down here somewhere. Look at our map, it's insane, look at this. What are we meant to do with all of this crap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 locations still to investigate. Insane. Okay. That's the end of Charlotte's turn. Mullins is here. He gets a die back. We've got the book to look at, so let's do that. Mullins picked up the book and read the title, The Secret History of Kazador Inc. A bookmark halfway through the large volume marked a chapter of the Cabildo and the history as ground zero for the Inquisition. Charlotte had been researching the fanatical organisation, but whether for leisure or something more nefarious, Mullins didn't know. Okay, we've got to go back there. We don't want to go back there, we just got in the clear. Okay. Charlotte's back with a die. Where are we going now? We're going to go to City Hall. Now, you know what? She's got some money. Let's get her to go here. Petey Poboys. As Paris was about to look into Petey Poboys more closely, her beeper went off. She dialed the number for Beaumont from a payphone, wondering who the hell it was this time. Time is fucking short, and as short as my patience, Paris. There is zero room for error. You waste time looking for Charlotte in the wrong places. You're going to doom her to death, and while I could give a shit about that, I do happen to care whatever the hell is going to be unleashed after she breathes her last. So make crystal fucking sure you know what you're going to do before you go down the wrong goddamn rabbit hole. Sylvie hung up, but the warning stuck. You are about to investigate Petey Poboys. If this location is not where Charlotte Batton can be found, you will lose use precious time, and there will be consequences. Yes, I'm sure it's this place. On second thoughts, I will want to wait. So likely it's going to be the place that held the most significance, which is the beach, right? Likely the beach. Let's go to the House of Rest for Weary Boatmen. Feel like we might be able to get some info here. Probably not, but Black Rex, Annie Christmas is here. In direct contrast to the chilly reception that she had received from Black Rex, the Desian, we know this already. I think we talked to Black Rex. We got a coin, purchase something from the shop. Buy a crowbar, buy a knife, buy a rum, buy a screwdriver. Let's buy a crowbar. We're going to discard our money. It won't come in that handy, and we're going to take a crowbar. We never needed money in this game before, right? And it's not like it's hard to come by. Surely we're going to get paid at some point in this investigation. 16, crowbar. Oops, crowbar. Okay. We'll tuck it up here. Julia is getting well and truly prepared to fight. Okay. I'm done shopping for now. Let's question him. We're going to roll 4 of these. To see if we can get anything new. We've got 1 success plus a 2, a 3 and a 2, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, which is 3 successes. Okay, do you know anything that is going to help us here? Have you heard of the executioner? Fuck that, Paris. People are talking, but I don't want to listen to those kinds of interests get you killed. What can you tell me about Louis Congo? Do you know about the mysterious woman who might be involved? What do you know about Eucharist? Why would someone want to destroy the Laveau Corporation? Do you know who might be the next Laveau Corp employee to be sacrificed? What can you tell me about Louis Congo? I have no fucking idea who that might be, which is interesting because I tend to know shit. Anyway, can't help you with this one. Fair enough. Do you know who this mysterious woman who might be involved? What do you know about Eucharist? Absolutely nothing that you wouldn't already know. Okay, thanks, Black Rex. You really helped us here. Refresh and effort die with Mullins. Okay, I think it makes sense for us to come down to the Dixie Land drugstore. I'm not going to set up the cards. Sylvie Pannon was playing with a doll fashioned of the likeness of Marie Laveau, swooping the Queen of Voodoo through the air as if she was a bird. Okay, let's talk to her first. We won't set all of this up. Ask a question. Conjure a fireball. What little helping are you hoping for me to do? Ask questions. We're going to roll 3 dice. I want to get a 7. We got a 4 and a 3. That is a 7. Would you believe it? So that counts as 1 success. And a 7 in our charisma is 2 successes. We get 3 successes. What's a fix-up favour? What if I don't have anything to fix? What about that favour you promised me? She crinkled her nose up as if thinking deeply. Not just yet, Mr. Mullins. You have to bring me something to fix, and then I can do a favour for you, but don't have anything to fix right now. What is a fix-up favour? She rolled her eyes. The answer is obvious, silly goose with pants on its head. Mr. Mullins, you bring me something that's broken and I fix it. What if I don't have anything to fix? Oh, you will, Mr. Mullins. Just wait and see. Okay, conjure a fireball. I'm just going to roll another 1 and these. Okay. A star, a 2 and a 1. I didn't declare a number. If we roll a star, I can add the lowest number. So that's 4. So that is... No, that's... Yeah, that's 4. That does not help me. Are you impressed by this fireball, me dear? Mullins put all of his concentration in summoning a fireball, the palm of his outstretched hand. Sylvie's eyes opened wide as the sparks began to snap in the air. In the agent's hand, she began to excitedly clap with the sparks became crackling flame. Did I just accidentally put in a number of successes that I didn't get? I'm not sure. I'm going to take 1. But, no, we must have failed, right? All of a sudden, Sylvie jumped and spun around 4 times and pointed towards the door. There is something funsies and damn delicious that I must do, and I must do it now. Goodbye. Then she was out of the door, leaving Mullins to wonder what it was all about. I get the feeling I maybe put in 4 successes when I should have put in... Yeah, I should have put in 0. Whoopsie, I don't think I can go back to this and do it again. I think we just messed it up. I won't take the experience. Let's talk to Babette. Oh no, it's going to be the end of our turn. Okay, Julia. You were down here, right? I can't believe the library's still there. What's the library still doing there? I mean, we can assume that she is at the beach. What else have we got? NOPD headquarters. Let's go there. We get a refresher die. We're at the headquarters of the Popo. And we're down here. Okay. The hour was late, but the NOPD headquarters never really slept. NOPD headquarters was unusually quiet today. Captain Brousard was in his office. Okay. I won't set this up. It seems a bit pointless when we've got it here. Another officer sat at the desk idly filling out paperwork. A cardboard box marked lost and found sitting on the floor near her. Okay. Let's go and speak to lost and found. The officer looked up at Paris. Did you lose something? Yes, I just wanted to see if it was in this box. The officer looked at Paris up and down before concluding, rightly so, that she was full of bullshit. If you're going to lie, at least make it believable. Beat it, lady. Charm the officer. Cast a distraction spell. Let's try and charm her. Let's roll all 4 of our dice. There's got to be something good in the lost and found, right? I think we can all agree there's going to be something good in there. Here we go. Okay, we've got a 4 and a 3 and a 2 and a star. If you have a test and you've got 4 in it, we get 2 extra successes. 2 extra to the total. So 4, 6, 9, 11. 11 in charisma is 3 successes. Get out of here. So we can... Paris regaled the officer with one of Beaumont's agency's more famous cases involving a cursed mongoose figurine made of gold. At first she was annoyed, but as Paris wove the tale, her curiosity grew. She was so focused that she didn't notice Paris reaching into the box and grabbing the first thing that she laid her hands on. A crowbar, a butterfly knife, a walkie-talkie. The walkie-talkie, right? Someone's lost it and they've got the other end of it. We'll find something really cool. Take number 5. We're going to find something, we're going to end up talking to like Baron Samedi at the other end of this, I'd imagine. Or not. Before you roll any test, you can lend and receive, ignoring the requirement to be in the same location. That's quite nice. Okay, we're going to be able to lend a die at the point of doing it. Mullins refreshes an effort die. Okay, we're flying through these right now. Where were we? Mullins was at Dixie Land's drugstore, right? We're talking to you. Question Bordeaux. We need to roll. I'm going to roll 3. We're going to get a 6. Okay, let's put these back as well. Okay, we got a 4. We got a 7. Can you believe? 7 is 2 successes. Okay. We're in the same location, so it should have been a 9, but that's still only 2 successes. Ask about an object. We can ask about the other thing, right? We can ask about the other note. Let's ask about an object. Let's ask about this note and see what she has to say. Note is a note, Babette laughed. There's nothing I can tell you that you wouldn't already know. Well, screw you. I need hex breakers. Do you know where I can find one? Have you heard of the executioner? What can you tell me about Louis Congo? Eucharist, have you heard of her? Want someone to destroy the corporation? Okay, have you heard of Eucharist? I've heard the name, mostly shuddered in terror by clients returning to buy extraordinary amounts of protective talismans. Whoever this is, people fear her. Okay, shop. I don't want to shop, I've got no money. Okay, we've got more questions to ask her. Paris gets another die. What are we doing? We're still at the NOPD. Let's go in and speak to the captain. Okay. Question the captain. We're going to roll all 3 of these to see if we can get some questions. We've got 1 success and a 5, which is 2 successes. Oh, hold on. When we roll a... No, not us. Okay, 2 successes. Do you have any idea why Detective Bank was murdered in his own home? Have you heard of the executioner? Does the name Louis Congo ring any bells? Do you know how the mysterious woman... Okay, let's ask about the mysterious woman. I've heard rumours, nothing concrete, but some of my informants better connected to your world. Brousard really emphasised the last part. We're scared as hell. She seems like someone you Beaumont should be handling. We are trying. Have you heard of the executioner? I'm going to assume you mean that's the name our killer happens to run under. I don't know anything that you don't. Okay. We'll end our turn. We're going to get a die back at the start of the next turn. Mullins is back and he gets an effort die. We're getting close to going somewhere, but let's go back to here. I need to ask more questions. We're going to get a 7. We got a 4 and a 2 and a 2. That is not a 7, that's an 8. That is still 2. Okay. Ask about an object seems a bit pointless. I could ask her about the Sexy Beast 101 book. Have you heard of the executioner? Only recently, and it's all rumours related to your case. You certainly know more than me. Okay. I need a hex breaker. Where can I find one? Finding hex breakers is like finding an 8-leaf clover harder coax. She considered her answer for a second. After making up whether or not to tell Mullins, she knew eventually that she reached a decision. There's a hex breaker, but it's stored in the vault beneath Lavo. We already knew this, didn't we? I'm sure we already knew that and we had it. I don't think that should be there necessarily. Okay. Paris is back up. We're going to speak to the captain again. I think we're getting close to making a choice. Let's roll all 3 of these. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 2 successes. Okay, 2 questions to the captain. Do you know why Levanque was murdered in his home? Does the Louis Congo ring any bells? Did we ask him about this one? Can I see what we asked him? Because I got a terrible memory. We just go back. Have you heard of the executioner? Do you know about the mysterious woman? Are the two questions we asked. Eucharist, does it mean anything to you? My mother was a Haitian, and she would tell me that if I didn't do what she said, Eucharist would get me. She didn't go into any more detail, but perhaps you could find more information in the library. Oh, we can go and use the computer. Okay, interesting. Does Lewis Congo ring any bells? I don't know any poets of that name. That would have been a long time ago, centuries. Then you're talking to the wrong man. I got a D in Mrs. Archibald's history class, and I'm happy for it. If Lewis Congo is a historical figure, you might find more about him in the library. Yep, thank you. Makes sense. Mullins gets a die, and Mullins is off to the library, right? Ah, we can search for a couple of things. We're going to go here. Enter a query. Let's search for aquata. As soon as Mullins finished entering the query, it began to beep loudly as if it was going to explode. You, what are you doing? The librarian was irate. That's not a plaything. Mullins backed away from the terminal. Okay, well, look, we learned something new, right? Okay. Refresh and effort die for Paris. Let's bring Paris down to the library. She's going to use this, and I don't know how you spell it. Eucharist. Is that how you spell it? I think there might be an R in here. Okay, let's just... No, okay, we need to spell it correctly. That will help. We get an extra focus. Maybe this is a way just to cheat the system and get a focus die, right? Let's go and find out how to spell it first. Oh, hold on. That was me typing it in incorrectly. What the heck? Okay, bear with me. EUCH. I'm going to write this down because I've got a terrible memory. EUCHRISTE. Is that right? Okay, here we go. Mullins go. He's in the library with the candlestick. Or the Sexy Beast book, I guess. EUC. Is that right? Did I just forget how to spell it? RISTE and realise that I've written it down incorrectly? Oh, for God's sake. Bear with. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I've actually spelt it right. Would you believe it's come up with some information? The ICM beeped and hummed. After a moment, bright green text began spooling across the screen. The legend of Eucharist is well known throughout the islands of the Caribbean. Known as the Witch of Hispaniola, the first recorded sighting was in 1862 at a coastal Haitian village. Every inhabitant in the village over the age of 10 was found dead. Cause unknown. The survivors, all children, reported a witch with eyes of fire who screamed of vengeance as she systematically struck the villagers dead. Reports of sightings frequently accompanied by unexplained deaths continued for the next 100 years before abruptly stopping in the 1960s. Social anthropologists have been unable to account for the lack of sightings. Noted anthropologists Fabina Pierre and the phenomenon, popular boogeyman and legends such as the Witch Hispaniola did not simply cease to exist. It was truly exceptional how she entrenched myth such as Eucharist could disappear so completely from cultural conversation. If one didn't know better, as if she had really existed, the absence of sightings, not because of some act of mass cultural forgetfulness, but because she left Haiti real or imaginary, Eustace is gone. Gain one of these. Okay. I don't know if that helped us really, but your turn ends. Mullins is back. Just while we're at the library, is there anything we can do here? Search the books for information. And we need to roll some dice. Let's roll R2 and these two, this one, because when we do we're going to get to flip a coin. I didn't say a number. Okay, let's flip this. We're looking for a success here. We got a fail, so that still doesn't come off. We got a 4, an 8, a 10. A 10 is 4 successes. Holy moly. Steal a book about the arcane, steal a book about charisma, steal a book about combat. Arcane. We need to roll some dice, so we'll take that back and we'll put this back. I'm going to get another chance. I'm going to grab one of these and one of these. We're going to get 9. Okay, we got a 1 and 3 stars. Oh no. Okay, what happens when we get stars? So I get to add 2 to our check. So that's 3. In a test, all stars add up to can match the lowest number. First things first, let's flip this thing, right? We might need the success here. We still didn't get one. Glad I took that skill. So these are 1, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 2 is 6, that's 1 success. Oops. We're in trouble, we're getting caught. As if knowing that this book might be more valuable than any blinker could suspect, the librarian watched Robber Show's every move. That's weird, because we're Winter Mullins. Your turn ends, okay. So you get an effort die back. Do we go... Let's go back here and see if there's anything we've missed. Revisit the flyer, revisit the book, revisit the painting. I don't think we need to revisit any of these. Let's end our turn. I don't know if we need to steal any books. The only place we haven't been is the City Hall. I presume if I go here, this is going to tell us, are you sure you want to go here? Beeper went off. This is her telling us, are you sure you want to go there? On second thoughts, we are going to the beach. Yes, I'm sure this is the place. Mullins stood outside the abandoned amusement park and immediately knew that this was the place. The air was thick with arcane energy and bolts of jagged purple lightning arced through the sky, disappeared at the shoreline. Something was about to happen here, something bad. Okay. Fresh family fun. Okay, this is the big old gold one. We get to put that up there. Okay. We get to remove this. What was this? Poo Boys. And this one. The Pet Cemetery. Okay. And the Cabildo. Okay. Okay, and we get to remove all of these, I'm guessing. Yep, 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 and yep. Okay, that goes over here. They can all go in there. Her penthouse is gone. Okay, enter the amusement park, no, we're going to the amusement park. Pontchartrain Beach, one of New Orleans' most beloved attractions, had recently closed and was quickly falling into ruin. Someone, however, had flipped the power switch on, lighting up the abandoned park like floodlights in a haunted house. It was as if they were expected. Setup, we're going to number 37. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the library as well. Thanks for all your assistance. I really do appreciate it. Okay, that can go in there. You can go over there. 37. So just to show you this very quickly, I think we might have some green screen issues. But there you go. There's the fun fair or the amusement arcade. We're going to 38. There's that one. The agents walked through the abandoned park, heading closer to the beach. The air crackled with arcane energy. The purple bolts of lightning arced from the sky to the shoreline beyond the park. We've got a carousel. To the left was an old carousel, its horses, lions and bears riderless and forlorn as it slowly spun in circles. We have a bully high. I don't know what that is, but it sounds fun. The thatched roof of the Bully High, a defunct tiki bar, stood nearby, promising an island escape that felt far, far away. We've got the Raging Cajun. Okay, good. Good, good. The Raging Cajun, once the amusement park's premier attraction, stood against the horizontal-like bones of some ancient dinosaur. We've got the Ferris wheel, okay. Next to the Ferris wheel, in a few of its cabins swinging in the wind, as it slowly turned, its shrieks of rusted metal sounding like tortured animals. Okay, we've got the Zephyr. And we got the Laugh in the Dark. What the heck? The wooden skeleton of the Zephyr was on the right, and at its feet was Laugh in the Dark, a funhouse that periodically promised both screams and laughter. A devil outlined in neon moved a pitchfork up and down in a menacing fashion. Okay, we've got the Tumblebug. That's the wrong thing. We've got the Tumblebug. Closest to the beach was the Tumblebug, one of the park's original and most iconic rides. And we've got the concession stand. I don't think I've got any more little things. Oh, here we go. I've got one here. There you go. Concession stand. Nice. Next to it were the concession stands, notable for the giant animal-shaped garbage cans that aggressively discouraged littering. As they walked by, a lion sprung to life and accosted them. "Hey kids, Leo the lion is hungry, but not hungry for little children. Hungry for paper and beer cans. Feed me." Sounded like a threat. Oh my god, there's another one. I definitely don't have enough for that. Have we got one more over here somewhere? I don't think so. I'm just going to use one of these for now. Up there. The bathhouse. In the centre of the path, right at the entrance to the beach, stood a concrete bathhouse. Blocky and large and uninviting. Oh my god, there's another one. 39. What the heck are we going to do here? There's too much to look at. Okay, there's 39. There's the beach. The abandoned amusement park ended and the beach after which it was named came into view. The long stretch of sand was empty, but the pier jutting out into the lake was not. At the very end, raised high into the sky, was wooden pylon strapped to the top, her head hanging limp, and on her chest was Charlotte Batton. A burst of purple lightning shot out of the clouds and wrapped itself around Charlotte. She screamed, smoke pouring out of her mouth before the energy dissipated. "At least she's still alive," Paris said. Mullins wasn't sure that was any consolation to Charlotte. Gathered beneath the pylon were three figures. Lewis, okay, we're calling him his actual name now. Okay, there we go. The hulking form of Lewis was unmistakable. His giant wooden post was slung almost casually over his shoulder. Reggie, what are you doing here? Oh, Reggie. He's sunbathing. Okay, good. Next to him was a hooded man wearing the street clothes of a rougarou. Paris let out an involuntary gasp when he turned and he saw who it was. "Reggie, what are you? She didn't have a chance to finish her thought. And Eucharist. Uh-oh. Here is Eucharist. Looking a little bit freaky. Okay. Up there you go. Okay. "Welcome, my busy little bees." Between the two men was a creature that sounded like a woman, but that was where the similarities ended. Goat-like horns curled out of her head, and her face was covered in dark, spiraling tattoos. Her dress was savage and primal, and her eyes were black coals rimmed in purple fire. Sweet fucking Jesus! Paris had seen a lot of shit, but this was something else. "I've been called many things, but that is not one of them. Eucharist will suffice. But I have been known by many names before that," she continued as her form began to flow like liquid, shifting into a new shape. Okay. Oh no! Right, so we put that figure on for all of 2 seconds, and now we have Eucharist. There she is. In all of her glory. No goat horns on her head, but there you go. We'll tuck her over there. Okay. And many faces too. Let Charlotte Batton go, you bitch. All right, Mullins, there's no need. Eucharist laughed. The sound was bright and pleasant, at complete odds with her demonic visage. Is this what you plan? Is this what you plan to stop me with? Firm words, tough love? My sweet little Beaumonts? I expected you to bring more than that. Enough, I didn't come here for a cheap magic show. Reggie threw a burlap sack at Eucharist's feet. It was stained nearly black with blood. I did what you asked. Now hold up your end of the bargain. Oh no. Reggie, what did you do? Don't, Julia. Just don't. I can't do this anymore. I can't be this anymore. I think we've been tricked. But I don't understand. I mean, surely you understand. Eucharist laughed with a century of experience. I thought you would have figured out by now, Julia. She snapped her fingers and her entire appearance melted into that of an old woman. A coin for a fortune for a coin? You! All of this effort, and all you have to say is and that's all you have to say. She snapped her fingers and Eucharist was back. Eucharist fixed burning eyes on Reggie. Yes, a deal is a deal. Unfortunately, you didn't bring what I asked. I did, it's there. The head of an innocent, like you asked. The dead Saturday you killed under the bridge was hardly an innocent, my dear boy. No, this won't do. You lying bitch. Reggie was a blur of speed, but Eucharist was faster. Her hand flew up and froze in midair, held in place with purple bands of fire, mere inches from wrapping around her neck. This is tiring, and Charlotte has been waiting so patiently for Lewis and I to finish this ritual. Lewis didn't move as much as blink, and to mention his name, he stood there silently like an automation waiting to be powered on. Eucharist leaned forward and kissed Reggie deeply. My foolish wolf, be a dear and take care of these lovelies for me. I have work to do. She pulled an iron collar out of thin air and held it in front of Reggie's face. No, don't. Eucharist slapped it around his neck and held it firm as her hands began to glow menacingly. No! The screams became a howl as Reggie arched his back and began to transform. Paris had seen a Rougarou transform before, but not like this. This Rougarou twice the man's size, then 3 times, then 4. Their peer buckled under the split weight of the massive abomination crouched where Wedgie had once stood. Oh no! Well, that's the wrong one. We keep you here, and this is a bit ridiculous. This is what we're now up against. This is Reggie. Autofocus is probably too close for that. This is Reggie. What the heck are we meant to do against this bad boy? Okay, it's a bit too big even for the sheet. Okay, great. The giant abomination before them howled into the air, nearly shattering their eardrums. Mullins began backing away. We can't fight this. Fall back. The agents began backing up slowly, then faster. Then they turned around and ran, split up and draw its attention. What the fuck kind of plan is that? We need to buy time to stop the sacrifice. Mullins dashed for the rainbow-covered pinwheel-shaped contraption shrouded by a wooden walkway. Cars were attached to the end spoke of the pinwheel, and the machine spun and glided along the edge of the platform. As he took cover behind the whirling ride, he had to admit that the tumblebug did look like fun. Place Mullins' miniature at the tumblebug. What one is the tumblebug? I can't remember. Paris made for a carousel once known as the Flying Horses to regular parkgoers, and took shelter behind it. As it slowly rotated, the wooden animals went up and down in smooth motion. They would have found something soothing if it currently wasn't trying to avoid a dismemberment by a giant werewolf. So you're going to go to the carousel. Where is the tumblebug? Is this the tumblebug? Is this the tumblebug? I don't know. Eucharist simply pointed at the retreating Beaumont agents and uttered one word: kill. The towering wolf let out a roar at the agents, could feel their bones as it turned, crouched on all fours like an Olympic runner at the gate, and began hurtling towards the amusement park, the ground shaking with every leap. Holy moly. I don't know where the tumblebug... hold on. The tumblebug is this one. Would you believe I got it right? Your turn ends. Paris is up. She gets an extra die. Paris peered from her hiding place. She could either attempt to distract the wolf, giving Mullins time to get to the beach and stop the sacrifice, or she could stay in place and wait for an opportunity to sneak past the monstrous creature. Stay put. We're going to stay put. Mullins gets to refresh an effort die, And Mullins observed the wolf from his hiding place. Timing was running thin. They needed to make a move soon. He could wait for Paris to create a distraction, or he could take the bull by the horns and create the opportunity himself. Do you want to stay in place, or do you want to attempt to distract the wolf? Distract the wolf. We click on the werewolf. Visit the werewolf. Mullins didn't stand a chance reaching the bathhouse while the wolf was there, as he sure as hell wasn't going to take the fucking thing on. No, this was up to Paris to do her best. Attack the werewolf, try something else. After a moment of consideration, Mullins decided attacking the giant werewolf was not in his wisest course of action. Try something else. End our turn. Okay, this didn't go as well as I hoped. Okay, Paris, you're on it. Purple lightning arc through the sky. Charlotte let out a scream. The agents had little time. Now that Mullins had actually distracted the werewolf, maybe Paris could finally have a chance of reaching the beach. Visit the bathhouse. Sneak into the bathhouse, yes. Paris knew she was very close. She wasn't very close to the bathhouse. It would be incredibly challenging to cover that distance. Okay, attempt somewhere. I see what's happening here. Attempt something else. We want to sneak to here, right? Sneak to the Bally High. Oh, I see. Hold on. Attempt something else. Sneak to the Sneak to the Ferris wheel. I can't click on the Ferris. Sneak to the Raging Cajun. Sneak to the Raging Cajun. Yeah, we're going to do that. This is a talent. I'm going to roll all of them, I think. Here we go. Enter the number of successes. We're rolling all of them. We've got a 3 and a 3, that's 6. We've got 1 success. We've got a 4, that's 10, and a 1. We are doing this, that's 11. 11 is 2 successes plus 1 for the actual success. I can re-roll this one. We got a star. If you roll a star... Eight is 2 successes. Thanks to the magical boost, Mullins could feel the river raging. A neon devil stood outside the entrance to the Laugh in the Dark, welcome would-be prank-goers with a glowing pitchfork. Mullins muttered the words to an obscure spell that he had once read about, and crossed his fingers that it would work. The devil came to life, a metal and neon screeching as it pulled its arms back in a manner it was never designed to do, and slung the pitchfork in the direction of the werewolf. The pitchfork grazed the arm of the giant beast, drawing blood, and the loop howled in pain before it came leaping towards the funhouse. The distraction had worked, however, and it was dazed enough when it arrived that Mullins was able to disappear in the shadows. Okay, good. Your turn ends. We refresh a die. A final bolt of lightning shot out of the sky and struck Charlotte. It let out a bright piercing scream, and then a flash of light she was gone. The pylon was blackened, the smoking where she had been. All that was left was a former president of the Lavo Corporation, was a fine mist of ash that floated across the dark waters of the lake, disappearing into the darkness. The giant werewolf came hurtling across the sand, returning to his mistress now that the sacrifice was complete, but it reached the Eucharist and it collapsed to the ground, a geyser of sand erupting where it had fallen. In its place was the body of Reggie, unconscious and barely breathing. Place all miniatures on the beach. Yeah, good. I'm guessing we can get rid of you and replace you with Reggie. Okay, good. Julia Paris is about to face a time decision. She only have 60 seconds to make this choice. I'm ready. Julia had seen what Reggie had become under Eucharist's curse, and himself had warned her not to do whatever it did if he lost control. The silver dagger weighed heavily in her hand. She hesitated, and then should she put it in him and put him out of his misery? Reggie's gone. Kill the werewolf. Spare his life and hope he'll get better. Kill the werewolf. We've got to, right? This had to be done, and the silver blade made the job quick. Reggie's body convulsed and the blood began pouring out of the wound, pooling in the sand. A few more violent twitches, and he was still. The choice will be remembered. Discard the silver dagger. Sorry, Reggie. If we'd have got that the other one round, I wonder if we'd have been able to punch him with the silver dagger and end it. Eucharist turned to the agents. The sacrifice is complete and you have failed. Sophie will be so disappointed with you. She laughed, and Paris felt whiplash. Hearing such a beautiful sound come out of such a horrifying creature, all that was left is to assume my rightful place as the steward of my mother's legacy. Oh, and I will have to deal with you pathetic lot. Lewis, be a dear and crush these cockroaches once and for all. Mullins could see that Congo looked different. Something had changed. Eucharist's hold over him had been broken. Perhaps in the aftermath of completing the sacrifice, Congo turned towards the witch. Thy authority over my person is no more. Found your voice, Lewis? And are you forgetting who I am? Congo didn't answer. Instead, he began walking slowly towards her. Eucharist muttered a spell clearly designed to bring the undead execution under her control once more. Instead, Congo continued his slow, steady pace towards her. You will obey me. You will bow before me. You will do as I command. Congo kept waiting. I, the demon of which Haiti commands you to. She didn't get to finish her sentence. Congo's post whistled through the air and hit Eucharist in their midsection, sending her sprawling across the sand like a ragdoll. She didn't move. Congo turned to the agents. The spell is broken, granting mine freedom. With that freedom, I myself doth make a judgment. I judge this city and all within it corrupt and unworthy. I judge its time over, as I was against mine will. The executioner now shall be one according to my own choice. Repent in your final days, pray for your sins to be forgiven. I shall perform my works and bring forth a just end. His head turned and began to walk away. Paris considered pursuing him, but honestly, what the fuck was she supposed to do after catching up? Instead, she looked at Eucharist sprawled upon the sand and noticed that the damn witch was beginning to stir again. Right now, securing her seemed much more urgent than failing to stop Congo. The agents were too late to save Charlotte, but they failed. But the failed ritual left the demon witch of Haiti weakened. She let herself be dragged to the Bastille without much objection. Mullins owned up to what he might have done. Did he really kill the man? He believed he did, and regardless, Mullins owned up to what he might have done. Did he really kill the man? He believed he did, and regardless, he surely deserved the consequences. Paris had learned that Mama Celestine was in fact just another guise of Eucharist. She'd seen what had happened to Reggie, but she was still not ready to abandon this path altogether. Eucharist was immensely powerful. Perhaps she knew. Well, the Dark Quarter will continue in Chapter 4, the end. Look, this went on for ages. I'm sorry, I might have cut out some of the bits where we were going back and forth. Not sure I enjoyed it a huge amount. I feel like the fact that we got them the wrong way around and then we couldn't change them, because obviously Mullins would have been better at the sneaking part, and she likely would have been better. She was definitely better at the arcane part. We just didn't have the choice to swap them, which was a bit annoying. The idea that we'd built the characters in such a way that we couldn't use them for this and we just had to wait for it to end was a bit annoying. If I haven't cut it out of the video, I apologise you had to watch all that. If I have cut it out of the video, just know that it went on for turn after turn after turn of me trying to sneak past the werewolf. I'd likely have cut some out, but yeah, a bit disappointing. Look, this was the end of Chapter 4. Chapter 5 is due to come. No, Chapter 3 was the end. This is now into Chapter 4. And then I think what we'll do is we'll take a break from this and we'll make a decision as to whether we want to do Lost to the Night or not. But we'll figure out what we're going to play next. We might play Kingdom Legacy. We've got a load of other options to put in there. We've got Storyfold, which I'm really looking forward to. We've got The Mandalorian. We've got War Stories. All of those I'm looking forward to trying. So maybe we'll try one of those. You'll have to let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Again, apologies that it went on for so long. If you want to support the channel, go and check out the Patreon. If not, just a like, a share, a comment. All of those things really do help. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon. Hi, I'm back. We get to level up. I'm going to do this before the end of the video. So 1, 2, 3 for Jules, 1, 2, 3 for Mullins, and then an extra 1 up here and an extra 1 here. Okay, so we've got 4 to spend. 4 to spend for each. Let's start with Paris. What do we want to improve? I mean, we could bump up some of these a little bit. Do we move her investigation down 1 again? Maybe. We could move a couple of these from the end, so if we lose them, we don't lose them entirely. Let's start with Mullins. I'm going to spend 2 to put this cube back on, and I'm going to spend 2 again to move this cube 1 in. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage. And then Paris, we've got 4. I think I'm going to spend 3, save 1, and I'm going to bump this one down 1. So at least we're getting closer to being able to do some kind of investigation. There you go. Next scenario will start next time. I'm going to save and exit this. This tells you how to pack it all away. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Again, apologies for coming back after the end of the video, but there you go. Thank you. We'll see you soon.